Have you ever wondered why some people seem to multiply their money while others struggle their entire lives just to stay afloat? Why does wealth seem to stick to a small percentage of people, even if they don't work harder than you? It's not luck. It's not even about how much money they start with. It's about a set of investing secrets that no one ever taught you. Secrets passed quietly from generation to generation, whispered in private boardrooms, family offices, and books that never made it into your school curriculum. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 of those secrets, the ones the rich use to buy time, build legacy, and escape the rat race forever. And at the very end of this video, I'll show you the one principle that ties them all together, the quiet habit that silently turns middle-class investors into millionaires. Most people never notice it, but once you do, you'll never see money the same way again. But first, if you believe that wealth should be accessible to everyone, not just the privileged few, take a second to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because what you're about to learn might just change your financial life forever. 1. The rich don't buy assets, they build them. Let's start with a story. A young boy walks along the beach with a man he calls his rich dad. The man points to a massive oceanfront house and says, "I just bought that." The boy's jaw drops. "But how?" he asks. "You're not rich." And the man smiles. "I didn't buy it, my company did." That boy was Robert Kiyosaki. And what his rich dad was teaching him is this: the wealthy don't work for money. They build machines that do. Most people are taught to save up, buy a house, invest in a retirement fund, and hope it all works out. But the wealthy play a different game. They create assets, businesses, intellectual property, systems that generate cash flow whether they're awake or asleep. They don't trade time for money. They trade creativity, vision, and risk for freedom. Think about it. Jeff Bezos didn't buy Amazon. He built it. Elon Musk didn't wait to invest in the perfect stock. He created companies that shape the future. You don't need to be a genius or billionaire to do the same. Even starting a small digital product, an automated service, or a side hustle that generates income without constant input. That's you stepping into the mindset of the wealthy. And once that cash flow starts, you use it to buy even more income-producing assets. Which leads us to the next secret. 2. They use debt to get rich, not to look rich. Most people think of debt as something to avoid, but the wealthy know something different. There's good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is what keeps people stuck. Credit cards maxed out for designer clothes. Car loans for vehicles that lose value the second you drive them off the lot. Debt used to buy liabilities, things that cost you more every month. But good debt? That's what the rich use to leverage their money and speed up their wealth. They borrow to invest in real estate that pays rent every month. They use business credit to scale operations and generate profit. They use margin to invest, not gamble, when the odds are in their favor. Here's a simple example. Let's say you have $20,000. The average person might put that in a savings account earning 3%. But a wealthy investor might use that $20,000 as a down payment on a $100,000 rental property that pays them $500 a month in profit. Same $20K, 10x the leverage. The secret isn't avoiding debt. It's learning how to control it and use it to build assets that pay you. 3. They think like owners, not earners. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Employees think, how much can I earn? Investors think, what can I own? Let me ask you something. If your job disappeared tomorrow, how long could you survive? If you're like most people, the answer is not long. That's because most of us are taught to maximize income, to work harder, chase promotions, increase salary. But the wealthy? They focus on equity, ownership, control. They take lower salaries to own larger shares. They reinvest profits into the business instead of increasing their pay. They live below their means so they can buy the things that make money, not just cost money. One of the biggest lies we're taught is that financial success comes from earning more. But that's not true. Real wealth comes from owning the system that earns, not being trapped in it. And once you become an owner, even in a small way, your financial life starts to shift. So how do you become an owner? That's where the next secret comes in. 4. They invest in themselves before anything else before the stocks, before the startups, before the real estate. The greatest investment the rich ever make is in themselves. You've heard the quote, formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. But it's more than just books. It's buying time with mentors. It's going to conferences no one else around you understands. It's paying for coaching, taking courses, learning new skills, building businesses that fail, and trying again. Robert Kiyosaki once said, most people want to invest in something safe. The wealthy invest in something powerful, themselves. Because once you develop financial intelligence, the world becomes a playground of opportunity. You start to see hidden patterns. You recognize undervalued assets. You spot businesses that others miss. And that brings us to the last secret, the one most people never hear until it's too late. 5. They start small, but they start now. Most people are waiting until they have more money, waiting until they understand everything, waiting until they feel ready. But the truth? No one feels ready, and most people never start. The wealthy didn't begin with a master plan. They started with something, a tiny rental unit, a side hustle after work, a $100 investment, a book, a meeting, a conversation. That small start becomes momentum, and momentum becomes mastery. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a business degree. You just need to take the first step. As investor Naval Ravikant said, play long-term games with long-term people, and everything good will come from it. The rich think in decades, not days. And that brings us to the final insight I promised at the beginning. Here it is, the invisible thread that runs through every secret we've talked about. The wealthy don't think in transactions. They think in systems. They don't ask, what can I get right now? They ask, what system can I build that works over time, with or without me? A business is a system. A portfolio is a system. A personal brand is a system. A financial mindset is a system. And every one of those systems gets better the earlier you start. So the real secret, start building your system today, no matter how small. You were never taught these secrets in school. You were taught how to trade your time, not how to reclaim it. But now, you know better. Now you know that you don't have to stay stuck in the rat race. You can build assets. You can use debt smartly. You can think like an owner. You can invest in yourself. And most importantly, you can start now. So what's your next move? Let me know in the comments. Which of these 5 secrets hit you the hardest? And if this opened your eyes or inspired you, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone you care about. Because we rise together, and it's time to make wealth something everyone can understand and create. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.